Ladies and gentlemen, today we have the Xantus brothers who went from 360K a month, about 12K per day, up to 50K per day now in about 60 days. We're going to break down how they got into ecom, their story, wins, losses, etc. That way, hopefully, you can learn from it and get some scale as well. So, first and foremost, Xantus brothers, please welcome to the call.
Thank you. Thank you so
Bro,
much. Really do
thank you for
appreciate
having
it.
us.
We're
Hell yeah,
excited. Yep.
bet. So, first and foremost, walk me through how do you guys actually get into ecom? When did you first start? And what was that kind of first journey to even go from zero to maybe your first 1K per day and then up to kind of where you took the store before joining us?
Yeah, so we first started ecom actually about like six years ago. That was my first actual business that I started. Right. So I'm just like a serial entrepreneur, just trying to like start different things. So I first started 6 years ago. It just didn't do too well. Like the ads were just like terrible. Then I took a break and did like real estate. And then I started back up around about like 2 years ago. And then yeah, so I actually started back up like 2 years ago, I would say.
Yeah, super interesting. And what about, I'd be curious to hear how the other brother, because you guys are brothers is interesting because it's like, did you guys all start together at the same time? Or was it like one of you guys started and the other ones hopped in? Or were you guys kind of all together from the start?
Yeah, we pretty much when we started the business, it's been all three of us at the start. And I was in college, the other one's in college, and then my brother just, he was just
Just
working,
graduated high school.
graduated high school.
Crazy.
It was sick.
Crazy. Yeah. So I mean he's flexing on his classmates right now.
He sure is.
Yeah.
Damn, that's sick. And so 6 years. And so when you started kind of going back and forth while you were doing other things, what what did that look like? Were you guys just like spam testing products, running general stores? Like what was the whole ecom thing and what were you guys doing that wasn't working?
So we first started doing like when I first started 6 years ago, I was doing a one product store. Like it was absolutely terrible. Funny enough, I actually sent my store in to like Davey like Fogarty's one of his like YouTube channel lives, and he actually like looked at the store and he was like, this is absolutely dog shit. I would like change everything. And that really hurt my feelings. Like I literally because that's a dude that I looked up to. That was but now that when I restarted 2 years ago, I started maybe like two one product stores, and then I started a general store. And out of one of it was a kitchen store actually, a big product. It was a wine decanter product, and it just crushed because it just had like a really unique selling point, and it just was like kind of up from there. And that was like kind of like it reignited like my fire in ecom.
Got you. So kind of bounced around getting into business about 6 years ago. Then 2 years ago, you kind of picked it back up, hit that small little win. And then with that product, how far did you guys take that one?
We hit, I would say around we did like around 1 million in revenue, but
In a year.
it in a year, but it was horrible. Like we did $1 million, but like made like like the percentage, like the margins was terrible. Like
We
like damn near zero.
Yeah, we pretty much got to a million revenue. There was a point in there that we made like 40K profit, but by the end of it, we were like 60K in debt.
yeah, I mean it was one of those kind of stories where
Right.
like make it all and then like everyone and when you're going like we felt we were at the top and then we lost it all and we ended up being literally $60,000 in debt in the business and then yeah.
Crazy. Yeah, and what I want people listening to realize too, because it's common amongst most people, where it's like you guys were in the process of at least trying business for 6 years, right? Like that's a long that's a long time. And then even after that, when you hit your first with success about 2 years ago, and you kind of scaled that up to over 1 million in a year, you left with less money than you had to start with. And it's like it's not really an easy road most times. And most people think that they're gonna come take, copy and paste some product from TikTok shop, run the ads, and hit a mil a month, right? And it's like my story is very similar to you guys. For me, it was like 4 or 5 years of just straight failing, burning money, and then I finally hit something, and then I kind of built it up from there, with lots of obviously ups and downs from that. But it's interesting to see because some people take 6 years, some people it takes two, some people it takes 30 days. But most times when I find somebody who actually was like first hit wonder, 90% of the time, other than like one guy I can think of, within 2, 3 months they're back to zero.
Yep. Yeah.
And so after you guys hit that first store that hit a million, maybe not the first store, sorry, but that's the first kind of major win there. Over the next 2 year period, then from that one to the brand you guys are running now, what did that look like?
Yeah, so with that, that brand, we were still like running it on the back end, and then we were like, okay, we looked at each other and we were like, we need to figure something out. We need to start testing something else. And then we looked to trying to get into like maybe a different niche, and that ended up being kind of like the decanters were just like it ended just working. It just ended up working because we developed all those skills that we had with our previous brands from the copywriting side. We're like, oh snap, like we can really hop into other brands. Like it was almost like this was we were so in tunnel vision, like, okay, this is the only thing we can run. It's a general store. We have to build this to the top. But
Hmm.
like we're like, no, like sometimes just trying something new and then it ended up just kicking off and obviously um they we started doing crazy
Crazy
numbers.
numbers, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's sweet. And it's what most people's stories look like as well. It's like they always kind of go through that process of just trying a bunch of shit, and then the skill set actually finally builds up over time. Then it kind of all comes together, and you end up scaling, um, and scaling massively. And so, what do you think was the difference between call it going from a mill a year to like obviously you had this whole process of starting from zero, losing more money, started this one, got sales but lost money, and then you're still building on the skill set and getting better and better as you go through. But what was the difference between you guys going from call it 30K a month or a million a year to then on this brand getting that to the 360K per month mark?
Yeah, I'd say the main differences was the two different niches, right? The niche that we moved to, right? We were solving a big problem that could, which was could solve like a wide, there was a lot of different people that we could sell to. With the other one, it wasn't a problem solving product at all. And also the niche was really, really small and there just wasn't a lot of room for us to be. So once we switched to that new product, we just killed it, especially with it being a problem solving product. There were just so many different angles that we were able to exploit. So once we got that problem solving product, it was just very, very easy for us to just scale up from there.
Yeah, that's sweet. That's a key learning, really. It's sometimes, I would say for most of you watching, it's not the case. If you haven't done some revenue yet, you probably don't have the skill set yet. But if you have the skill set and you've been able to generate some revenue, you may just be in the wrong boat, right? You may just be in the wrong vehicle because not all vehicles are created equally. If you have some certain niche product, like you guys saying with the decanters, and then you take that same skill set and you apply it to some other niche where once again it's way more broad appeal, and just way more of a market to actually sell to with more angles, like you said, you're just going to scale further, right? Just by the nature of it. If you have a little mom and pop stand outside versus you turn that to an e-commerce store, your market just gets a whole lot bigger and you're going to scale. Um, did you guys make that decision intentionally? In terms of like, okay, we think that this niche, there's just uncapped potential. Like, we're capped potential. We need to get into a bigger, broader niche. Or kind of did it just kind of happen because you found a product and kind of just hit it?
It was not, I could say it wasn't really intentional. We, as we said, we kept the decanter store running because we were like, that it was giving us what, maybe $20 profit a day, like literally nothing, like nothing. But we're like, we put our blood, sweat, and tears in that. We just can't like let it die, right? But then um obviously like it worked, you can kind of test, and that's the beauty about e-com is that you can start a store in an hour. You can start a store literally in an hour, and it literally took us an hour to create the website. Bang, life change just like that. So
Yeah, and
Yeah.
what's so crazy, but between the two different brands, our one other brand that was literally giving us $20 profit, like my brother just said, that one was really, really hard to let go of because like that had like influencers and it had like a whole like team built out. Like we actually had like influencers and like the Instagram page like looks really, really nice. And now our other brand, we literally are doing way, way, way bigger numbers with just like our ad skills, just ads.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Yep. That's insane. And so then you guys get to the point where you're at 360K ish per month. Why did you decide to start working with us at that point? Like, what was the roadblock that you were facing, if any?
yeah, I can answer that. So we, funny enough, last year around this time, we joined into one of the like Black Friday calls that you did. Join was
Right.
like, "We're doing for free." I'm
Yeah.
like, "Man, we did," and we're like, "Oh yeah." And I'm sure you remember we were asking a lot of a lot of questions. We're like, we have to ask questions, and kept that in the back of our mind when we were running the decanter store, and then eventually we're like, okay, we are on a different level now. We know we see someone that is doing some really good numbers and is very knowledgeable. We're like, all right, let's take the step and do it. And then we joined the mentorship, and it's been honestly up from
And
there.
another reason is once we like hit our like first, like big win, with the store, we actually were using like your just like your YouTube videos to build out our team, which I really love. Like your YouTube videos pretty much shows you how to build out our team. So when we were using that, we came to like
A
a
roadblock.
roadblock of we just didn't know how to like hire like a creative strategist. So we were just like sitting around like how like the video just wasn't out there. And we were like, okay, now that we got, like some money laying to the side, let's just get it straight from the source.
Yeah. So
Fair. Got you. Yeah, go straight to the source. Find the good stuff right from the source. Oh yeah.
exactly.
That's sweet. And so then you start working with us. And obviously over the next 60 days, the last 60 days, you guys have just been on a rocket ship going from 360 to over 50K a day. Um, what were some of the biggest wins or learnings that you think actually led to that scale?
So the biggest one was knowing like our numbers. So the difference between blended and new customer, because when we first joined the program, once you told us like the different numbers, we were like, oh shoot, we can scale. So we actually scaled our budget and we were able to instantly have way more profit. And then two, you helped us with our like post purchase, like we weren't doing any of that. And then also our in-card upsells.
Yeah. And then I wanted to add the last one that was really huge for us was we came in, we actually didn't have, maybe we had like one to two video editors, and the part of like the business side of like, trying to hire the creative strategists and how to manage your team once you hire someone, how can manage, okay, are they hitting the KPIs? Like, do they need to get fired? They're not
Yeah.
there. Is it not worth it? That was a really big help because I'm only 21. I don't know how to manage a team, right? I was just working at Chick-fil-A a week ago, So this is it was definitely huge, definitely huge. But
Yeah, that's sweet. And I'm glad it was a big help because usually like the brands around that spot of call it like 100K, like 300K-ish a month, maybe even up to 500K-ish a lot of the times. It's like you're doing so much yourself, and then there's so many other things you need to do, but you don't know how to actually pass some of this stuff on without, the needle just dropping and everything just going to shit. And it's also the first step because it took way too long for me to learn that from my mistakes. The first step of actually being able to get some of your time back and have more freedom to go work on bigger things in the business, which most times for most people is what they enjoy more anyways, right? Like you don't want to be video editing. You want to be doing customer service and actually having a process in place with once again clear KPIs because it's different to hire an editor than to hire an editor and have a clear process and KPIs for them. That way you don't have to, step in and do half the work for them and give them reminders all the time because you just have the KPI in place to be able to track that they're doing their job.
right,
Yep.
correct.
So that's
Exactly.
sweet. Um, and then I mean, let's see, you guys just grow so fast. You guys were just like primed to scale. Like when I got the onboarding form from you guys, I was like, oh baby, like here we go. It was just like all the metrics were lining up. You just needed this agency here. You just need to put this in place, and then boom. Like I was so excited. And another point I want to make to your guys' credit for anybody watching is like they just took action, right? It's like not even before you join the program, you're watching YouTube videos and then taking action. You're hopping on free calls and free opportunities, asking you tons of questions, taking advantage of it, and then taking action. And like that's how you got to this point with whether you join us or didn't join us. Obviously, we hopefully helped to speed up the rocket ship, but like sooner or later, because you guys were taking action, we're able to just speed it up, right? And so props to you guys on that because that's really the difference between people who are in the same good vehicle as you guys with a similar skill set who simply don't move as fast. So that's very, very sweet. Now, with that being said, I know the scale's very recent, but even still, 360K a month was solid. How did these results start changing your life personally, if there was any personal changes?
Yeah, I would say, we're trying to, invest and obviously, create wealth. But I could say, we, get a nice car here and there, spend on a bunch of dumb stuff.
Take them bags.
Yeah, maybe go to the Louis store, but just enjoying it a little bit. But also we're looking to, maybe go on a nice little vacation. But I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say, oh, it didn't change. It definitely did. I mean, night and day for sure. Like as we stated, literally our back was
Yeah.
against the
Like we
wall.
couldn't like
Couldn't sleep.
debt is not fun.
No, no, we couldn't.
Especially when the only way to get out of it is to get in more debt.
Yeah,
That's
Mm.
pretty scary.
yeah, yep,
And like yeah, yeah. So a totally night and day change.
yeah.
Like
Oh,
I feel so much better. Like you can finally sleep at night.
oh yeah, I'm
Like
very happy. I'm ear to
Yeah, no,
ear,
that's
baby.
amazing. That's amazing. And even like the call we had just before this, it's like because you hit this now, like it's almost it's the new normal. And so already you could tell on call, like before when you guys don't have this cash flow and the business is successful, like you said, you're kind of back against the wall. You're forced to just focus on this one thing, make it work, make it work. But now in this last call, we're talking about your future plans, future brands, future businesses, how to build wealth and things like this, which obviously previously when you were just focusing on making some money to get out of debt and like actually have some cash flow and make a living, you're not focusing on these things. You're focusing on how the fuck do I make money right now? And so like already you can tell the mindset is shifting, which is great. And that's kind of where, at least for me, I enjoy the most because now you're able to think really long term and you have all this resource to use to actually put towards things that you really want to do in the future. So that's so sweet. And then where do you guys think you'd be at the moment, 60 days in the future from now, if you didn't end up joining the consulting?
so one, we wouldn't know how to like build our team. So we'd be at like way less revenue. So things would be a little bit disorganized. Two, we would have taken a lot longer for us to have like, Google ads and now we're trying to work to be on Amazon. And you directly plugged us into your systems. So that would have been really, really slowed.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
then we definitely would have had way less revenue.
Yeah, and I mean, and I could say like the network. I mean, obviously that you have like we asked about this. You're like, yeah, I know someone who does that, Um, and also like we discussed on the past call, like we are starting to build this moat as well, which I mean, because it can go away like this, but if you can kind of create this moat that you have, I mean, it definitely feels a lot better, right? So that's something that
Also, one last thing, right? I think the good thing about having like a mentor, someone that is ahead of you, I think the most important thing is that you're able to execute things with confidence and with speed.
correct.
That's the most thing because you trust their advice, so you're able to execute with confidence. Because
Agreed.
at first, if you're just doing everything alone, you'll probably execute slow. And the
Yep.
biggest thing in business is that you need speed,
Yep.
especially like Q4 is coming.
Yep.
So you need to be able to execute.
100%. 100%. And it's like once again, like you guys move quick, you learn quick, and like sooner or later you're gonna get there. Is more so about speeding up the process and like fixing these roadblocks before you even know that they're roadblocks, right? Like we're talking about building a moat and things like this. Like how do we actually build that before we get to the point where it's like, oh shit, I needed to build a moat, right? Or oh shit, I needed a trademark, and oh shit, I need to be on Amazon, like all this other stuff. It just sweetening the process and just making it a lot more streamlined. I think you worded it way better than I could word it myself. Is like having the confidence and speed to like take those steps without spending the time debating it back and forth. Like, is this going to work? Not going to work, etc. So I appreciate you for saying that. And then that's pretty much it. I wanted to end it off more so about Q4 because you guys are scaling like a rocket ship. I'm very curious. Do you have any Q4 targets set and what are they?
If we don't hit 100K day, I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be really- So
Yeah.
yeah, that's definitely one of our goals is to hit 100K
Profit.
profit in a day.
But
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, I
Preferably
think you guys
profit.
are, yeah, 100K profit days way more real. I thought you said 100K revenue, but like at the pace that you guys are going, like 100K is a
100%.
low ball, to be honest. I think on Black Friday with the pace you're doing, if you guys follow us all prepped in advance, et cetera, with the recurring still picking up, like I don't see a reason why you guys wouldn't be able to do 300, 350K plus in a day,
100%.
to be honest. So that's super exciting. We're gonna have to do another one of these post Black Friday. We're gonna have to do another one post Black Friday and recheck in.
100%. Thank you so much. We really
But
do.
no, I appreciate your guys' time hopping on. And once again, if you guys are watching this, anything, if you're gonna take anything from this, um, take action, move quickly. Whether you work with us or you don't work with us, I really don't care. Take action and move quick, right? The only reason you're not where you want to be at the moment is either one, you're missing the skill set, or two, if you're relating to the stories of these brothers and you have been building the skill set and you haven't really just taken that next leap, well, you just don't know what you need to be doing, or two, you're in the wrong vehicle. So like take a step back, look at that, and then determine your next steps. So once again, brothers, I appreciate you guys for taking the time and doing this interview.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks, Dante.